was just thinking about how beautiful it is. It's so beautiful out here. But this could be a different type of weather, but it's still beautiful though. I had to explain that another time with y'all when I got look at these two. That's the baby maker right there. Shut up. Just don't say nothing else. But anyway, so I was just thinking about how people like, you sell your soul and stuff like that. Well, I don't know the recipe, but I know when I had my near-death experience, it's like when you go in front of the spiritual court, it's like when an angel especially, it's like when you do something, like I say, what we gotta understand is angels, demons, and humans, it really ain't as many humans as you would think. I think the demons and the angels outnumber the humans, I think. I'm not for sure, but I think. But, so it's a lot of y'all angels don't even know it, bro. So, now warrior angels might be different. It's different it's different breeds of angels. And that's kind of what, in my situation, that's what separates the trees and stuff. But, so what happened was, when I got in trouble, when I had my near-death experience, and that thing, like I told you, that thing from hell came and said, I got one of your favorites down here. And the guy turned around, went back and revived me, basically, brought me back, stuff like that. And it's like you sleep. Well, I ain't gonna say it's like you sleep. I don't know the part on the afterlife part, but I ain't gonna explain that part neither, because there's no point in explaining. Too many people done explain that part. That done had these experiences. But so I just remember that part. But then when I came back too, I was dealing with some people, and I told them my story, and this girl, and it was a few people there at that time, and this girl was like, I know what you're saying is true, because she said she was around people. This like in the music world. She said she was around people. And all of a sudden they started to be musicians. And she was talking about how somebody, whoever they sell their soul to, they would have to, when they do this deal, however that deal is, they do it when they do the sell their soul thing, whatever that is. Well, they needed like a certain type of ritual also as well. And this ritual is basically like, it's a rough ritual now. And to me it is. A lot of people say, oh, well, ain't nothing to it. Well, and so what happened is, I don't want to go into detail with none of that. I don't want to have nothing to do with it. That's y'all thing out there. I don't want to have nothing to do with it. I could explain it detail by detail, but I'm trying my best to go around it. And so what happened is, it's like these people that come to you, that you do these negotiation deals with, what you don't know is people know about floats. That is a teaching that I'm pretty sure high ups and royalty or elite, whatever, did not want me to teach on, but God wanted it to be taught, and that's why it was taught. And they knew about floats, and they knew about oil, and they knew. That's why they say depending on the person. When I think they tell you whenever you say so, and they want 10 years, that's the most you get. Well, it depends on who you are. That's why I say that, because it depends on your oil. And so you get this oil. Your oil is valuable. Boy, your oil is so valuable. Your oil is way more valuable than gold and diamonds. Your oil is you are so valuable, so much more valuable than anything on this planet. So, you ain't nothing but a walker. You are the new Virgin Pyramid. I think some say the upside down version. And so what happened is, let's see. So what happened is that whoever, they gotta get a certain individual you gotta do this deal with. Well, that person goes back. Well, let's look at like the TV version. Crossroads, whatever, you go and meet this person. Well, that person you meet, but it ain't like that in real life. Now, it's somebody, it might be somebody you know. Let's just remember that. Now, it ain't like that in real life. It might be friend that know a friend, celebrity, somebody big, you know, somebody everybody know, whatever. But these are floats. They hell floats. And you gotta, to get on these floats, you gotta do something very low. Because that's what you're doing. You're getting on their float and you don't know it. You don't want to get on their float. You ain't even thinking about getting on their float. You just want to do this, whatever you're doing, so you get past whatever you're trying to go to. Or whatever you, some people, you know, you just, whatever. So anyway, what happened is, like I said, I'm skipping over a lot. Anyway, what happened is, that person it's like a photographic picture of you and you don't know it. So it ain't no handshake. We know it ain't no handshake. You know what I'm saying? So maybe it can in certain situations, but I don't think it's a handshake normally. So you do something that's forbidden. You basically do something that's against God's will, and you do something especially just way out of the box. And that thing take a photographic picture of you, and God go to God and they tell God, I got this person belong to me now. Just like that. And you just never know it. Because this person can be around you every day. This person can, like, God can be on earth and Satan can be on earth. You just never know it. And they'll meet each other and they'll tell each other, bro. But I'm just giving that as an example. This was a poor example. But I just don't want to tell the details, y'all. Because there's so many people that done accidentally did this. This right here make you scared, bro. You get scared, bro. If I go into detail, everybody who did it, and even the ones who cock it that done did it, would be scared to death. But that thing take a photographic memory of you. And God is that powerful. God just got to look in their eyes. And it's going to see that, yeah, you belong to him. It's like you inside that person. It's like God looking in the eyes inside of the float of the person to see everybody that's in the cell of the float of the person. Yep. I think my twin a long time ago did a message, somebody fell from grace or fell. And the one I was supposed to be with fell or something. I don't know who she was talking about, but I like to say it with me. And she was possibly right, because when I had my near-death experience, I didn't do what the young lady told me, but I was just a bad person. And I was just falling. And I was just into a lot. I was on drugs. I was just doing a lot. Drinking, on drugs, whatever. I was partying like a rock star. I was just whatever. And boom. And this thing that overlooked hell told God, I got your favor. And that's when God bust that U-turn. And God said, you was not supposed to be bad. What is your problem? I said, what you mean? My life was horrible. He said, huh? Because God give us all our space. You know what I'm saying? Believe it or not. He don't just intervene, and which is good. And I don't blame God. My God, some of the stuff that we all do on our personal time is awful. Now that I shared this information with God doing this Dark Night of the Soul. Oh, y'all just do the most out there. Oh my God. Ooh, you know you bad. And you know you're a bad person. And you got these images, and it hurts the most when you hide behind God and you doing this stuff. That's when it really hurts the most. It hurts me the most. I don't know how God feels about it, but it tears me apart. Because you expect the most out of these people, bro. Oh, it's stealing lectures and downloads from angelic beings and light beings is nothing compared to what you really got going on. And so anyway, uh, God touched me and he said, oh my God. He didn't say, oh my God. God touched me and I could tell. That's when he said, well, you going back. You going back to earth. And basically, in short, we going back with you. We want them to attack. We want you to go through all the stuff you've been going through. We want to see what's been going on, how you been being stuck, how you been being like this, why they been doing you like this, and what's been going on. So that's why I had to participate so long, but it was my fault for doing it for so long, but I didn't know when to stop. And I knew I wasn't gonna know when to stop when I met another angel who possibly done been through what I've been through and failed the test. And I can tell that when it's time for you to stop, they don't tell you in the astro. You're supposed to just notice it because you're an angel, a warrior angel. You're supposed to notice it. And if you don't stop, it will turn you out, bind you, and make you do even more low vibrational stuff. And that's how you like go to hell on earth before you get to hell in the afterlife. And it's like that float that's over you is some part of you, like the float that float captain or general or whatever that's over that hell. Let's say they're over the hell float. They resemble you in some way. Like whatever you've done to get on that float, they do it too. No matter what it is. These people can do everything. These people can do it all, and you wonder how the world they living, you know. And they don't. Some don't know it, but the energy know it, and that's all that matters. So it locks you up, and it's just like that show. I'm telling y'all, it's exactly like that show that's on TV, where that woman will sleep with the men and they would disappear. It's just like that. But that show even made it a little bit more easy to watch. Believe me, it could get more disturbing than you can imagine. And then that stuff that they do and make you do, that's like, imagine an angel doing something like that. That's all y'all gotta think about. I'm not gonna go into detail. I don't wanna go into detail. I don't wanna get caught up in no more stuff. I don't wanna have to worry about no more stuff. I got enough on my plate. But just imagine an angel doing certain things, and a lot of y'all don't know y'all angels are not for real about it. And you go out here and you do this stuff with these people and it binds you. That's why I can really go into detail about illnesses and sicknesses and stuff, and it'll scare you to death because I can pinpoint each illness, at least a sickness, to a sin that you committed. And that's like that first lash. That's what we call a lash. When you get a lash, it affects you in the physical. When you get a lash, it affects you in the physical. You get a real a fraction of something and you a woman, that's something serious coming from the spiritual to you. And I can tell you, I can tell you from the ones I know to the female that I done met that's over the hell floats, they all have them. They play with them. They all had them fractions. They all had them rips. They play with them. And it's like that right there. Go look it up if you got somebody around you that can tap into the other side. Them rips or them fractions or whatever y'all call it, that is real, that is serious, and that is a sign from heaven. That is a sign from heaven. Certain STDs, a sign from heaven. It's a sign that you definitely with somebody you ain't supposed to be with. It's a sign that you definitely going the wrong way. It's a sign for many things, just different things. Just different things. Just different things. And it's just like, I don't want to, you know. That's like if somebody come and save me right now. I would tell them I'm not ready yet because I want to make sure all this is finishing good. I'm done. I'm on my path. I'm done. I'm finally finna graduate to the next mission, but I want to make sure that I'm finna graduate to the next mission. And the way I make sure is that me getting through the points. It's points. It's like an Ouroboros. It's points. They still there regardless. And you got to go through them regardless of what you're going through, no matter what. So if somebody take you out of a spot and you on your way, you doing a mission for God or something, trust me, you want to finish that, no matter what. No matter what. Not saying you're going to fail. Not saying you think you're going to do this. Not saying you got doubt and think you ain't going to make it. Just saying you just want to finish. Like, for example, I use this thing, stuff with an N-word, I think. Not an N-word, Chantis, to get off cigarettes one time. That was the biggest mistake I made. I wished I'd have quit cigarettes on my own. Something like that. That's why cigarettes is the only thing that I got help to quit. Everything else I quit on my own. Cigarettes always been the hardest thing for me to quit, though, for some reason. I don't know why. It's probably genetics. But but yeah, that's what it is. It's like they take a photographic. It's a monitoring spirit there, and these monitoring spirits and these analysts, they literally be with us. I ain't talking about the one. I know y'all got some satellites and all that stuff around at the moment. Probably you was anyway. I don't know if you still do. But these monitoring spirits come from heaven. And these spirits come like twice a week, I think. And you better be doing something positive. Cleaning up, sweeping the floor or something. You better be doing something positive. You better be doing something positive. You sure better. Yep. Yep. And it's like the same thing. I can show you, like, with addictions, how you first it was moderation, then it turned into an addiction. I can show you where that's come from. That come from a rope they give you. No, they bind you. And then if you start talking about quitting the addiction and still stay on the addiction, they'll rope you. Sure will. I'm telling y'all, I can tell y'all stuff in detail that I'm just not gonna do on here. Cause I don't wanna scare everybody. And then y'all gonna sit there, some people gonna try to say, you scared, you ain't no scared about it. I know exactly what's going on when you do what you're doing. I know exactly what's going on when you do what you're doing. When you do oral, everything, whatever you do, I know exactly what's going on when you do what you're doing. It's best you find you a lover. And it's best you try to find a twin or a flame or a soulmate. And let it all go. I'm telling you. And if you ain't got one, don't do no test or nothing like that. That's part of a mission. You just gotta be like Jesus. You gotta be like Jesus until God fits the energy. So what it is, as you being like Jesus, nobody is supposed to be alone. So as you being like Jesus, God gonna fix the energy. It's gonna take a long time. It's gonna feel like you're gonna feel like God is not there. God ain't paying no attention. But God knows about it. He just needs you to know that he's working on it. Have faith and believe it. But yeah, that's what happened. They take a picture of you doing something you ain't got no business doing. And they give it to Satan. And it's like, let's say God want to tap into an angel and utilize her or his all. And Satan can just tell God, well, you know, I run that person there, but God can still use it, of course. But Satan will tell that person, Satan will tell God, she or he belong to me now. And God will see it, what you done to get what you got. That's why I tell people, you better thank God and thank God we got such a merciful God that you still walking this planet, you still on this earth, and you still got a chance to renounce yourself, to get yourself back together, and to get your soul back. That's the most beautifulest part about it. I was so happy when God told me people can unseal their hearts and get their soul back. as long as they walk in earth. And that's like one of the reasons he lets you do that. So you can get your soul back. That's why I say when a lot of y'all ain't gonna have as much as you think you got when you start packing this stuff up and putting it back and getting your soul back. Because your soul is priceless. You probably got a whole country, a whole continent for doing what you did to your soul. So you're gonna have to give it up. Y'all sitting there thinking I'm straighting this and that. No, it ain't. You should feel sorry for yourself to know that you can't stand up in your power and still have fun with yourself. That's like, let me utilize music or entertainment. No, because I'm going to hurt everybody out there. There's too many of y'all wild. But if I was an entertainer, I wouldn't have a problem being married and being a good entertainer. I wouldn't have a problem being happily married and being a good musician. It wouldn't bother me. Let me just say that. My kids would love me. My wife would love me. And I wouldn't spend too much time away from them. And if I did have to go out on the road, they can go with me because I ain't got nothing to hide. Let me just say that. Yeah. Let me just say that. I ain't got nothing to hide. But like in my situation on this mission for God, it's like, no, don't get me wrong. Get out of the way. Move out the way. Thank you. Don't come back. When I'm on a mission for God, the only problem is you just don't know when to stop. You just don't know when to stop. Got wasps all out. Them things terrible when they sting you. And when you finally stop, let me see. What I was saying, you got wasps all out here. That is not what I was saying. Oh yeah, it's just knowing when to stop. I think I did pretty good though. It wasn't but another year. Most people do stuff like that, especially something like that. It just been going on for 2.5 years. Most people be doing something like that for 20, 30 years. Mostly all day life. It's just something you gotta do, you know. So why did I have to do it? I had to do it to find the people who were doing the tension magic. I had to do it to find the people who were doing the rolling magic. I had to do it to find the people who were doing the choking magic. I had to do it to find the people who were doing the tucking magic. How did I find out about, okay then, how can I explain that they were doing it? Some of it through sex rituals. Some of it through utensils, like relics, ancient relics, whatever. Some of it through a lot of black magic, alchemy of black magic. Some, all of it. Use all of it. And a lot of it through twins and flames and soulmates. And that right there would easily explain why so many twins and flames are not together. Isn't it ironic that one twin and flame can be somewhere in another part of the world doing real good with their life, and another one can be in another part of the world? They still should at least be doing decent in their life, but for some apparent reason, they like addicts or broken in some way. Not all the time, but sometimes. It's because somebody got some kind of experiment going on. Because you can't, it's almost like they have to find these, guy was telling me something, but I can't remember. But somehow your twin and flame can like some way be lured to you, and sometimes they close to you, they born close to you, but if they far away from you, sometimes it's science, bro. Once you come in contact with each other, you'll keep going. It's almost like, imagine a circle going around and around, and it's a huge circle, but it eventually gets smaller and smaller and smaller until y'all come into one party. It's like once y'all finally come in contact with each other, whether it's on social media, whether it's in the world, whatever, it's like you can't separate from one another. Go ask the flame, she'll tell you. I told her that she cussed me out to a dog. And she ain't been able to leave since. That's when I first met her. I said, you'll never be able to leave, though. I said, you'll never be able to leave. So, you know, I ain't seen her in a while, but I'm sure she's somewhere. But, yeah. Yep. That's why I hope I ain't go into too much detail on this. I know it was a bad message, but I just didn't want to say nothing, y'all. Most of y'all know the recipe. Most of y'all know the remedy. I didn't even know, not the remedy, but you know the recipe. I didn't even know that it existed. I didn't know it was real until I had my hell experience. And it was like going through that process and coming out of it. I'm talking about already on the other side in the spiritual courts. I realized that's what's been going on. Because that's how God got my information about everything I've been doing. It's like something told, whatever told God, God seen it. And it's like these can be normal people in our life every day, maybe. Well, not no maybe, yeah, actually. But there's monitor spirits around too as well. And they monitor you and they watch you. And they tell God on you. Yep. And it's like God will put you up on the big screen and the whole universe can see what you're doing all the time. And like a lot of people who've been attacking me secretly, and this little squad, they got different names for these squads. Like they put you in these categories, and they got different names for you in these cells and stuff, on these cells. And you really already find it locked up in a cell and don't know it, because I ain't no different from my flame flow. You deal with her, you wind up on her sailboat. You deal with me the wrong way, you wind up on my sailboat. And that's the way it is. Because we both are floats. Excuse me, trees. And we both are floats. Yep. You wind up on that, so it's like I had to find these people who were doing this magic, and then I found out some of it were community folk. Then I found out, oh my God, it's just the alchemy and stuff. They might give one person they know this is an angel, and they know she good at writing. They make her write something. They know this is an angel. They know she good at sewing. They make her sew something, and they know this is an angel, this person right here, or they know this is a twin or flame or soulmate. Let's just say twin flame or soulmate, not an angel. Twin flame or soulmate. They make this person do this, do that. It's a whole alchemy of things that I don't want to say. I'm just randomly saying stuff now, though, so mixing it up so you don't get it, but that's what they're doing. That's what they're doing. So that's the information. I'm giving you this information, let you know it wasn't no games or nothing. I was working. If I wasn't working in there, I wouldn't know this information to give you. So I wasn't playing no game. So it's like as soon as I go in there and the tension hit me real fast, okay, they track down the tension immediately. Who did that? Who did that? Who did it that fast? Immediately. Then they'll be like, somebody been tensioning him every day at noon. Somebody been giving him tension every day at noon. Somebody been doing this. They say the names too. I know the names of these people and everything. They got the names of y'all and everything. Believe me when I tell you, they done wrote y'all name down in books out there. I don't know what book y'all went down in, but a lot of y'all in a lot of trouble, man. The stalkers, everybody in trouble, bro. All right, and then they got, they'll find somebody who been doing the email. You know, the further I get down, all right, let's say we get to start fading out we start to fade out the test. and go on over around over the ramp of the test. All right, now they'll start looking for what an email going. Okay, this email, this is this person information. They got this person information. This is the email. This mail right here is going to this person information, and they are sending money to this person, and these people are spending this person money. This is who got the email. This is who doing the mail swapping. Yeah, sure is. I know all the names. Some of them I done met around here. They live around here. Well, a lot of them actually, but some of them I never met before. Some celebrities. Some of them I never met before. But so what else I could tell you? That's pretty much what I learned in there. I learned who was the angels, who was my twins and flames, who was with lovers that really didn't want them, and they probably was just using them to put magic on them to affect me, all that. And like I say, I will admit, the last few times I did it, I just didn't. The last few times I did it. The last few times I did it, I just didn't know to stop. It wasn't that many though. Hell, it wasn't that long ago. It wasn't that long ago. The last few times I made it, it wasn't that long ago. Yep, it was rough though. I know it. But yeah, the last few times. Alright. But yeah, the last few times, I done said that a lot, ain't it? I did it. It was trying to really get information to know that I could finally stop. So it was like, oh, well, yeah. Okay, the last couple times, the last few times that I did it, it's like I had it's like something was taken off of me. These people can take your brain and swap it out and everything. So it's like if you accidentally do that thing, which they gonna utilize all these instruments to make you do it, because they're gonna try to manipulate your angelic abilities or your gift from God. They gonna monitor you and copy your gifts, and they gonna play on that, and they gonna swap out your energy with actual electronic devices, and they gonna manipulate your energy. And so when you get in there, you got to do it so many times to get back what they stole. These people can take your heart, swap it out. They can take your brain and swap it out and everything. And you'll know, because your body will seem off. Everything about your body, like, this is some dark, sinister, ancient magic. It got to be organizational. And they go in there and they'll swap you out. And there's a lot of y'all that got friends with these people, and you don't know these people like that, and these people know about them. And you probably even look up to them because they got this going on for themselves and that going on for themselves. But these people are part of these situations, part of these little all these covenants. And it's like they're a branch off of the organization. And they part of these covenants. And they using forbidden magic on people. All of a sudden, in their mind, they're thinking, I feel smart. They don't realize that it's just like the Get Out movie. It's just like it. I think they were swapping people's brains up. That's real. It's just like it. So it was like, when I went in there, it was like God, when they was trying to surgically remove and swap my stuff out, it was like God said, I got you. So when people was trying to stop me too early, my ancestors was actually getting mad at them, and then they started investigating them. Because if you would stop me too early, then you must have been working for them. Because you probably found your group or your covenant figured out that we can't, his parts is going back, and they're going back with interest. You know, something like, you know, his parts is going back, and they going back with interest. Something ain't right, and what it is God. I'm looking at them smiley faces in the ground. It's God, bro. It's God. And we're like, God said, go in there one more time real quick. And don't get me wrong, like I said, I probably did too many times, but it's probably just 3 months over if at the most, maybe. Not even a year though, but 3 months, 4 months more than it should have been. Maybe, if that. But I do know I can recall everything I got back the last time I went in there. Because the last time I went in there, whatever they took, it's like they take a frequency off of you. They take a beat off of you, a vibrational frequency off of you, and they add it to their frequency. And so when you start to get blessed, instead of the blessings coming to your frequency, it goes to their frequency because it think their frequency is your frequency. God showed me all this, bro. I'm telling y'all. Wasn't nobody in there. Unless they're doing this. Stop with your low vibration and say, or, like I said, or you work for them. And you know it, and your covenant know it, and you want me out of it. And I want to be out of it, don't get me wrong. But yep, that's it. And that's my proof. I didn't have to give you no proof, but the whole goal was, I think, if anything, was to let you know that y'all caught and busted. And welcome to my float.